Our final speaker of the day is Mr. John Schlitt, who was just up here earlier. And whether you know it or not, I don't know if any of us would be here without a lot of the work that he did. It's pretty amazing. He was the lead singer in a Christian rock group called Petra. They won 4 Grammy Awards, 10 Dove Awards, recorded 6 Petra albums with millions in sales. Now he is the CEO of 4K Records. He calls himself an independent solo artist. I call him a legend. He's here to talk about flying solo, how to carry a concert when you're the only one on stage. Please make him feel welcome, everybody. Mr. John Schlitt. Yes, sir. Super cool.
Well, hello, folks. I'm excited about being here. If it doesn't show it yet, it will, because I start getting excited about what I talk about, and then all of a sudden I start getting exploding, and that's sort of how you do it. That's how you become that band by yourself. Before I start, though, I think we have a video that actually asks a question that I'm going to try to cover today, okay?
Hello, hello, Indie Ignite. I'm Lainey Wright. I am a musician out of Austin, Texas. I just released an album about a month and a half ago. It's called Traveler. You can find it at CD Baby, at iTunes. You can go to my website, LaineyWright.com, and hear some of the tracks. And now that I have this new album and I'm playing more shows, my question is, how do I enhance my live show? How do I improve my artist-audience relationship? How do I create moments, memorable moments during each show? Yeah, that's my question. What does it take? What do I need to do to really enhance and improve my live show?
Tough question, huh? First of all, understand people hear with their eyes. Your audience will hear with their eyes. Especially in our circumstances where we may not have control of the PA or the lights. We may not even be able, for instance, to go and do a concert. You're ready to go and do the coolest concert you ever did, and then somebody says, well, we can't turn the lights off. Well, that's fun. Good. I'm sure everybody's going to be able to see me now. And when you're using tracks, and I'm going to assume that we're using tracks tonight, or acoustic guitar. Was Craig not cool? Now that is very cool. You know why? He had talent, he believed in what he was doing, and he had actually a little bit of a crutch. He had an acoustic guitar. He was able to use it, and that was interesting. Now, if you're like me and all you got is this, you've got to do a couple of other things. First of all, you say, okay, could we turn the lights off? Was that okay? By chance, do you have a spotlight? In other words, what you need to do is every possible thing you can do, you draw your attention to yourself, because you are there to entertain, to preach, to talk, to bring across the message. It's your night. They paid you, or they offered you the chance to bring across what you have on your mind, what you have on your heart, and you're going to use your music to do it. Do you love your music? You better, or you shouldn't be up here. If that's the case, you're going to try to sell that music. And how are you going to do it? By drawing their attention to you. Now, over there, you've got about 3 or 4 guys that are going, I could care less about being here. I can't stand being here. I'm going to make sure everybody knows it. And you start hearing all this clatter, especially if the lights are on, because then they become the entertainers. Now, how do you stop that? Well, you can ignore it and act like it doesn't exist, and everybody in the whole audience knows it does, and they're totally drawn to that, and you are doing nothing. Or you can walk off the stage and say, do you want to get on stage with me? Would you like to get on? I'd love to have, because you're louder than I am, and you must have a lot to say. And I'm telling you, in other words, you take control. It's your night, not theirs. You have a purpose for being there. In fact, someone cared so much, they're paying you to do it. It's your job to draw attention to you. It's your job to present what they wanted you to say. So, I guess what I'm going to say through this short time that I have is you have to use every possible tool you can but especially, again, I bring across the confidence thing. People don't want to come up and see Joe Average. They want, if they're paying you, they came to spend their time to watch you. If you're Joe Average, they could have done that at the grocery store. You've got to be special. You've got to think that you're special. You've got to present the fact that, you know what? I did a CD. I've got some great songs. I've got a topic that I want to talk about. I want to sing about. And you're lucky to be here. Now, with that attitude, you better perform. You better be that good. Your tracks better be stinking good. And you better be just as good as your tracks. Because I guarantee you, more than likely, the PA is going to stink. I mean, let's get real here, guys. We are blessed to be able to do what we do, but we have this vision of how perfect everything is going to be, and it's anything but perfect. So you're up against the wall before you ever get started. Now, if you walk in with that attitude, if you go, I don't care what they throw at me, I'm going to kick. Well, what? There I go, that kick thing. This must be my kick day. But the whole point is, it's your responsibility to carry the load. Don't be disappointed with the fact that the PA is run by the pastor's son. Don't be afraid that the old ladies don't want you to play it too loud. In fact, that's a little bit of my thing here. Don't be afraid that they can't turn the lights off because of fire codes. That's always fun. Fire codes, yeah, right. Why does... Just all the things that... And you almost have to go and say, that's the enemy. I'm not going to allow it. Just blame it to where it should be blamed. It's the enemy. It's the enemy. And I'm not going to let him kick me. I'm going to win. I was given the option to be here. God's allowed me to be here. God's allowed me to have this time to bring across what he wants me to bring across. Guys, it's an awesome responsibility. Ladies, I saw your video. I saw you over there. I'm going, oh, good, there. That was neat. That was you guys, good. Now, how do you do it live? What do you do live? Do you smile like you do on the video? Good. That's very important. Smiling is amazing. Smiling is amazing. Remember, they're not the enemy. They're your best friends. Especially in a smaller crowd. They're not the enemy. You aren't cool. You're sort of cool, but you're not too cool. Because if you're too cool, they're going to be anything you do. They're going to hate your guts. You're not cool enough. You didn't do good. Look at your attitude. Who do you think you are? You come up and say, you know what? Love being here. Love everybody. I feel like it's family tonight. And I say that every night, and I believe it. Because we're part of the body of Christ. It's a different ball game. Now, even in the secular system, every once in a while I get to do stuff like this weekend. I'm going to do a praise and worship thing for a city. And they're choosing to use me and a band that I'm putting together because they want to bring across a Christian delivery. That's very cool. But still, I have to represent that. And they are still going to be my friends. I don't need to strut because I work for Jesus. But on the other hand, I don't want to be plain Jane that works at Walmart. Because then I'm